It's not been a particularly exciting day in the Ringo's hobby world today. What I'm doing is I'm working out the best way to deal with these hoplite things. I started to paint like that, but I don't like the basing on them. So what I've done is I've cut them into individual elements, individual figures, and then base them actually on the bases that they're going to be ending up on. Because I had a look and I've seen that I can get at everything that I need to. I'll show you one that you can see. I can actually get at everything I need to get at when they're like that. So I've based them up like that to paint to the front rank. On the same sticks, as it were, you get a couple like this. So what I've done is I've cut them off. I'm going to use those as the front rank on another set, because I've got these ones that are just standing there like statues. So I shall use those as they are. I'll put them onto lolly sticks, and then I shall stick them on behind, but that'll be on all of the bases. So yeah, it's been one of those days of just working out things. I did want to go and try putting 3 rows of troops on these, but because of the fact that they got them spears, not very long, but I didn't want those going over the edge of the base, because obviously when you when you come in base to base contact, you want to be able to come to base edge to base edge. So I just moved them back so they wouldn't protrude and protect them a bit. You know what I mean? Don't want them bending off and snapping. So decided to go for 2 ranks on these. I will probably, for a lesser, so this will be a 4 base. If it's a 3 base, and don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will probably do a solid front rank and then split, have less troops behind. The difference between 4 and 3 is the fact that a 4 is considered to be solid, slow moving or whatever, and a 3 is fast or loose ordered. So but ordered, but loose ordered, if you see what I mean. So that's the only distinction really, but they're pretty much the same other than that. Anyway, so that's that. The only other thing that I've done, there's another one there. The only other thing that I've done is I did a test paint of one of my auxiliary things for the Lydian army at 15mm. I just wanted to see what they look like and work out how to paint them, and he's turned out alright, to be honest. Yeah, it's just the linen. I'll vary the colours on the units of these. But one of the things, I was going to do some 15mm, but I probably won't now, because I was talking to Dreadlun, or Solvent Abuse UK, and the outcome of that is I'm going to get some 15mm washers and mount all my 15mm troops on washers, which then means I can get movement trays, and they become useful for all various things. So I just need to go to B&Q and get some washers, so I can find some 2mm by 15 washers. I will be happy. But yeah, so there you go. that's what I've done today. I'm probably going to look at the Vikings as well, and look at doing a similar sort of process with the basing on them. But I haven't decided what the base configurations of those are yet, so I shall probably look at them as well. Like I say, the Vikings and these Greeks are just I haven't bought an army. I've just wanted to have a look at what they're like. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay, so I'm still awaiting the Byzantines. Do a question now. Okay, today's question says GW is now producing one-off specialist games like Dreadfleet or Space Hulk. If you could have them produce one, what would it be? What would it be about? And what would it be called? Well, personally, I'd like them to do Epic again. I think they probably are. My hope for Epic is that they increase the scale slightly. Knowing Games Workshop, you know, they do some weird things. It would be nice to have Epic at possibly the same scale of Flames of War. So that'd be 15 mil, but obviously, or 1/100th. But Games Workshop, being Games Workshop, might think, there's lots of other miniature science fiction miniature manufacturers out there at 15mm. Let's make it 13.5mm. The reason why I'd want them to increase the scale is I think that the previous scale, it wasn't quite 6mm and it wasn't quite 10mm. It was somewhere in between, and the tanks and vehicles and everything were very oddly proportioned. I think at 15mm or thereabouts, or somewhere in that region, would allow all the vehicles to sort of fill out properly, and you would be able to have a more varied troop type. The troops would be really well detailed. I mean, I think what you got to bear in mind is when Games Workshop first produced Epic, they were producing 6mm miniatures, or effectively 6 to 8mm miniatures in plastics, and they were really well detailed. I mean, I don't know whether any of you actually remember them, but the figures were absolutely fantastic. And given the technology that they've got today, they would be able to. The miniatures for it would be amazing. And you can fit so much more onto that scale. I mean, you've seen my 6mm and you've seen my 15mm stuff, and the difference is phenomenal. So yeah, I wouldn't particularly want. Could you imagine the size of a Titan? I mean, a Titan at that scale would be about the size of one of these Knights that they've got now. Do you know what I mean? For 40k, brilliant. It'd be superb. It would just be really good, and the game would be. You'd be able to have vast enough games. I mean, especially for this. What do they call it now? Apocalypse. Apocalypse games at 15mm would be phenomenal. And I might actually start playing Epic again. Well, get back into the sort of buying products from Games Workshop if they did it at that scale. It'd just be superb. I'd definitely be there. It'd piss everybody off that they've already got Epic, because obviously the scale would be wrong. But then again, they'd be getting, in my opinion, a better game, or better tabletop presence anyway. But yeah, that's what I'd like them to do. Do Epic again, but at a slightly larger scale. So it'd just be phenomenal. Anyway, that's what I'd want. What I want, I don't necessarily get, and what I want is not what everybody else wants. But there you go. That would be my my answer to that question. All right. Thanks a lot. Catch you tomorrow. Bye bye. See ya.